What's up guys? I was looking through the website Tier Maker and I saw one for the best badminton men's singles players, so I wanted to give it a go for a video. I can see some of the players here are not active now, but are obviously some of the best men's singles players of all time. Therefore I'm going to be ranking the players overall and not just their current form. Just before this video starts, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and like the video, thank you. The first player on this list is Viktor Axelsson, and in my opinion he has to be in the S tier category. I think most people would agree that he is the best player in the world right now, especially after winning the Olympic gold medal. He's been playing consistently really well for multiple years now, and is improving in almost every tournament he plays in. He would definitely go down as one of the best men's singles players in the world, and therefore rightfully deserves the S ranking. Up next we have Chen from Chinese Taipei. Chen is probably one of the harder players to rank on this list, and he's been one of the top 2, top 3 ranked players in men's singles for quite a while now, and has been runner-up in many tournaments, just behind the likes of Kento Momota and Viktor Axelsson. His biggest tournament that he won was probably the Super 1000 event, the Indonesian Open in 2019. For Chen, I would probably put him in the A grade, definitely not in the S grade because he's not on the levels of Viktor Axelsson, but he's still one of the best men's singles players, despite his form not being brilliant lately, but yeah. I would say Chen Angus is just under Chen. His highest ranking was 6th in the world and has been in the top 10 for quite a long time. He's also won many of the BWF World Tour Finals tournaments, some of the lower ones like the Super 500s and the Super 300s. But just because he hasn't really broke into the top 3 and contending for the highest tournaments of the year, I would put him in the C grade. I don't think anyone on this list really deserves less than the C grade because obviously they are some of the best badminton players in the world. But in this list, I'd probably say Chen Angus is near the bottom in the C grade. For me, Shi Yuqi deserves to be at the same level as Chen really. He's probably now the best player in men's singles for China, maybe just below Chen Long, but obviously Chen Long's getting a bit older now. He did really well in the Sudirman Cup and the Thomas Cup that he played in lately. And he's also won quite a few of the bigger tournaments. For example, he won the All England against Lindan, and he also won the World Tour Finals. Therefore, for me, he deserves to be in the A grade category. Chong Wei and Lindan definitely deserve to be in the S tier category. They're the 2 greatest men's singles players of all time, and have won so many tournaments between the 2 of them. Lindan has won gold medals at the Olympics. Although Chong Wei didn't win gold medal, he won multiple silver medals and won pretty much every other tournament there was to win in badminton. There's no question really about it. Chong Wei and Lindan go straight into the S tier category. Jonathan Christie is a strange one really. He won the Asian Games back in 2018 and is only 24 years of age, so will definitely get better I think. He's just one of the most inconsistent badminton singles players there really is. I've seen him have really poor performances, but then play amazingly well, like he did against Antonsen in the Thomas Cup lately. For me, Jonathan Christie goes into the B grade, in between the likes of Chen Angus and Chen. I just think that Jonathan Christie, he needs to be a bit more consistent and challenge for some of the bigger titles, which I think that he will do, to be honest, in the upcoming years, but his consistency isn't always there. So therefore, at the moment, I think that Jonathan Christie deserves to be in the B grade category. Chen Long is another one of those players that deserves to be right at the top in the S tier. For so many years, he's been competing with the likes of Lindan and Chong Wei, and has also been really successful. I don't think anyone really thought that he would receive a silver medal in the Olympics in the summer, which just shows how good he is, even at his age now. He's won the Olympic gold medals before back in 2016 in Rio, defeating Chong Wei in the final. For men's singles, Chen Long is one of the greatest of all time. Li Zijia is one of the most exciting upcoming badminton players at only 23 years of age. The biggest tournament that he won was the Yonex All England only a year ago, which is incredible really, defeating Viktor Axelsson in the final. I think that Li Zijia will go on to be one of the best badminton players, and definitely if I was to make this list in a couple years time, he would be ranked higher. But right now I would have him in the B grade category, just because he hasn't proven himself too much, even though obviously he has been very good in the last couple years. He's still quite inconsistent. And since we're grading players on their overall performances and tournament wins, I don't think that we can put Li Zijia right in the categories of the likes of Viktor Axelsson or even in the S tier, for example. Wang Siwei is about the same level as Chen Long Angus, if anything slightly lower, although I'm going to put them in the same category at the C grade. Wang Siwei hasn't really got into the top 10 rankings and climbed up there as much as the other players on this list. I just don't think he also hasn't won as many big tournaments as the other players. Even Chen Long Angus has won a few more higher ranked tournaments than him. Although he's only 26, and he's still won quite a few tournaments back when he was like 20, 22 years old. So for Wang Siwei, I'm going to put him into the C grade category. Kento Momota has to be in the S tier, just like Viktor Axelsson. He has won 14 BWF World Tour finals, with only 5 runners-up, meaning that he's won the majority of the finals that he's been in. He has been incredibly successful, especially before the accident that he had. He is even now one of the best men's singles players in the world, even though he's probably not quite hit the top form that he wants to. But for Kento Momota, he's been the world ranked number 1 for quite a few years now, and has to be in the S tier category. We then have Anders Antonsen, and he's a strange one because in the last couple years he's really climbed up the world rankings and done really well. He even won the World Tour finals against Viktor Axelsson back in January, which was an incredible result. If Anders Antonsen can get a bit more consistent, I think that he could challenge for even more of the highest ranked tournaments in the world in the upcoming years. I'm going to put Anders Antonsen in the B grade, even though I think he's probably about just as good, if not slightly better than Chao Chen as of lately. But overall, he hasn't won as many tournaments and been as high as ranking as Chao Chen has been over the last few years. Anthony Ginting is another one of them really exciting players like Li Zijia, and has been at the top of the game for multiple years now. He's been winning a lot of big tournaments and even got the bronze medal at the Olympics in the summer. I'm going to put him in the A grade category, in the same grading as Chao Chen and Shi Yuqi. So that's what my rankings look like for the top men's singles players for this tier list. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you agree with me or not? Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.